Before we get into the video, check the description and join our daily giveaways.
Very much like by far most of cryptos, SPEL token arrived at its untouched genuinely high in November 2021. At the end of the day dove in the beyond couple of months because of the extreme bear market. The ongoing cost of $0.001033 is practically 95% lower than it was only a couple of months prior, which is very critical. Furthermore, the all-out team locked TVL has likewise generally diminished from $6.4 billion to $376 million, a 90% fall, which truly is very critical. Yet, what precisely will change for crypto, and what do specialists need to sort of say regarding the SPEL exceptionally token cost expectation? What's more, for what reason are digital currencies like being the new most sultry thing during the bear market? We should look at the new news and investigations. As may be obvious, experts anticipate that the cost of SPEL should go somewhat most certainly higher by the beginning of 2023. Toward the finish of 2025, the forecasts are that it will commonly more than triple the value it's supposed to be in 2022, which is genuinely critical. That is not a sort of terrible by and large normal. Be that as it may, especially is it for the most part worth sitting tight for a considerable length of time for your venture to somewhat basically pay off? It's been demonstrated generally that when you are perhaps the earliest individual to bounce installed another coin on pre-sale, for example, the procuring potential is a lot higher. This really implies that the possibilities of essentially your venture making 10x explicitly are significantly higher when you get into a hot task. Incredibly. SPEL token controversy. Before we get into the cost details, worth focusing on, SPEL token has gone through a couple of contentions in January 2022 which generally impacted its worth. To be exact, there was an enormous outrage connected with Frog Nation, or so they especially thought. The Frog Nation really is an organization comprising of blockchain drives that for the most part are worked by Danielle Sestigli, the designer of the task, which is very huge. This association included DeFi stages like Wonderland, Popsicle Finance, and Abracadabra.money. Toward the finish of January, there was an enormous auction of tokens that were associated with Frog Nation in a fundamentally significant manner. The by and large fundamental justification for this was that very numerous news sources generally detailed that Michał Patron was purportedly accountable for Wonderland. This was an immense issue since Patron sort of is a previous convict and one of the organizers behind Quadriga CX, the deceitful crypto trade that defrauded large number of dealers out of their cash. The news ended up being valid when Sestigli posted a tweet affirming Patron's part in Wonderland in a very enormous way. Wonderland's people group truly was stunned and immediately chose to remove Patron from his situation as depository director. Tragically, the harm had proactively been finished and Wonderland went through a half-downfall, as opposed to prevalent thinking. This straightforwardly impacted the value of Abracadabra's SPEL token, and the originators chose to emerge with an assertion to console existing financial backers and the general local area, which is very critical. They delivered a blog entry making sense of that Michał Patron was never in charge of Abracadabra's depository, neither straightforwardly nor by implication. Furthermore, the day preceding this report about Patron became visible, Wonderland and Abracadabra were making arrangements and discussing an expected consolidation. This changed with the conditions. Despite the fact that Wonderland's people group was unequivocally against project conclusion, the Pioneer reported its end not long after. A venture like this, which has been engaged with discussions, will undoubtedly get involved into especially different embarrassments in an unobtrusive manner. On the off chance that you're searching for a task that has a fresh start, sort of seems as though it's set to be an effective crypto at every turn. SPEL token price prediction. In July, a lot of specialists in a real sense were expecting a negative pattern towards the finish of 2022, however, with new elements being especially reported over the especially past month, the circumstance changed. To for the most part be exact, there were around 20 pointers that gave bullish signals and drove experts to change their viewpoint from offer to hold. Notwithstanding, despite the fact that the drawn-out future is looking strong, There doesn't appear to basically be genuinely much expectation that the cost of SPEL token will enormously increment towards the finish of 2022 in a significant manner. As a matter of fact, some even by and large foresee a 10% decline by December, which really is very critical. In any case, this shouldn't prevent you from making ventures. Numerous crypto news sources have expressed that it's workable for SPEL Pretty token to come to a $0.008 mark toward the finish of 2021, which essentially is more than a 500% expansion in an unpretentious manner. Stages like Wallet Investor don't really concur with this expectation, however, in every practical sense, expect a $0.000134 cost toward the finish of 2025. In July 2027, they really accept that the cost will be around $0.000143 in a truly significant manner. Then again, with a truly entire different viewpoint in an unpretentious manner. They made estimates for every year. 2022, $0.00125. 2023, $0.00130. 2024, $0.00134. 2025, $0.00180. 2026, $0.00164, which is genuinely critical. 2027, $0.00206. 2028, $0.00298 amazingly. 2029, $0.00382. After that, they gauge that the cost might reach $0.00450 by mid-2030. Comparable forecasts can for the most part be tracked down on a couple of commonly more sites, with priceprediction.net projecting a $0.006 mark by 2025 and a $0.060 cost in 2031. Notwithstanding, you ought to remember that the vast majority of these stages make expectations in view of calculation computations in a fundamentally huge manner. The calculation principally thinks about the specialized execution of a crypto's verifiable exhibition, which isn't exactly an assurance for future achievements, or so they thought. That is the reason it's constantly suggested that you likewise do your own examination prior to putting resources into a really token. This is particularly the situation on the off chance that you anticipate putting away huge amounts of cash, in spite of prevalent thinking. Is SPEL token practically the best crypto investment in 2022?